10 Greenpeace activists arrested after suspending themselves from bridge. 10 Greenpeace activists have been arrested after suspending themselves from a bridge over a river to halt a tanker carrying fracked gas. The Forth Road Bridge outside Edinburgh was closed on Friday due to the demonstration, with Police Scotland alerted shortly after 1 p.m. The protesters ended up dangling around 25 m above the water level at high tide. Greenpeace announced it had ended the demonstration on Saturday morning, saying it had achieved what we set out to do. The group said its activists had prevented the Ineos tanker from delivering the gas for a full 24 hours, because the vessel could only travel to the Ineos petrochemical plant at nearby Grangemouth during high tides. Its specially trained activists began climbing down their ropes on Saturday morning. Greenpeace said all 10 descended safely and were voluntarily transported to Port Edgar in South Queensferry, where it said they were arrested by officers from Police Scotland on suspicion of culpable and reckless conduct. Police Scotland confirmed 5 men aged between 35 and 40, as well as 5 women aged between 25 and 42, had been arrested. It said further inquiries were ongoing and the Forth Road Bridge remained closed to traffic as of Saturday morning. Amy Cameron, program director at Greenpeace UK, said, "By blocking Ineos, we've drawn global attention to the company's bottomless appetite for plastic production, false solutions and profit for its billionaire boss Jim Ratcliffe." Describing the plastic pollution problem as massive, she added, "Less than 10% of plastic is currently recycled globally, and this is set to rise to just 17% by 2060, while the amount of plastic we're producing is set to triple. The only solution is to address the problem at source, which means securing a strong global plastics treaty that imposes legally binding caps on plastic production." Greenpeace insists its protest was safe and caused minimal disruption. It stressed the climbers had spent weeks training for the demonstration and pointed out the Forth Road Bridge carries low volumes of bus, cycle and pedestrian traffic. Qatar in talks to host 2036 Olympic and Paralympic Games. Qatar has confirmed it is in talks to host the 2036 Olympics and Paralympics and bring the Games to the Middle East for the first time. The Qatar Olympic Committee said it wants to showcase the potential of Arab youth on the global stage, building on the hosting of the 2022 World Cup. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, under the new leadership of Kirsty Coventry, has pledged to involve its members more in the selection of host cities. Qatar had been overlooked for the 2032 Olympics because Thomas Bach's IOC fast-tracked Brisbane as host under a preferred bidder process. The Gulf nation could face a neighboring challenge from Saudi Arabia, which is staging the Men's World Cup in 2034 after also investing its wealth into sports mega-projects. India is also a potentially strong challenger with Nita Ambani, an influential IOC member. She is the wife of India's richest man, Mukesh Ambani, who heads the Reliance Industries conglomerate. Ms. Coventry told after her election in March, "New regions and embracing new regions will be a part of what I would like to see. I think if we can embrace new regions across the entire movement, it opens this up for so many different opportunities, including revenue growth, including being able to reach new audiences." The Qatar Olympic Committee said it is already involved in ongoing discussions with the IOC as part of the host city election process and has 95% of the required sports infrastructure already in place. Qatar Olympic Committee President Sheikh Johan bin Hamad Al Thani said, "Our participation in the ongoing dialogue around hosting the Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2036 reflects a national vision that sees sport as a driver of development and a platform for promoting mutual understanding and peace among nations. We have made sport a central pillar of our national strategy, and today, we aspire to elevate that role regionally and globally by presenting a new model, one that reflects the diversity of our region and celebrates its authentic human values." Donald Trump declares U.S. is going to win AI race as administration unveils action plan. Donald Trump has declared the United States is going to win the artificial intelligence race, as his administration unveiled its AI action plan. The new blueprint is designed to speed up the building of energy-intensive data centers which run AI products by loosening environmental rules, while also vastly expanding the sale of AI technologies overseas. The plan, which includes 90 recommendations, comes as America attempts to maintain its edge over China, with both superpowers investing heavily in the industry to secure economic and military superiority. It calls for the export of US AI software and hardware abroad, as well as urging the removal of red tape that could be seen as stopping the industry from flourishing. In a speech in Washington, D.C., Mr. Trump said, "America is the country that started the AI race. And as President of the United States, I'm here today to declare that America is going to win it." He said the technological arms race with China was a fight that will define the 21st century. The president added, "We also have to have a single federal standard, not 50 different states regulating this industry in the future." And he said at the Winning the AI Race Summit that America must once again be a country where innovators are rewarded with a green light, not strangled with red tape. An expansion in exports of AI products could benefit AI chip makers NVIDIA and AMD as well as AI model giants Alphabet's Google, Microsoft, OpenAI and Facebook parent company Meta. During his time in office, former President Joe Biden brought in restrictions on U.S. exports of AI chips to China and other countries which America feared could divert the semiconductors to the Asian superpower. Mr. Trump rescinded Mr. Biden's executive order aimed at promoting competition, protecting consumers, and ensuring AI was not used for misinformation. He also rescinded Mr. Biden's so-called AI diffusion rule, which capped the amount of American AI computing capacity some countries were allowed to obtain via U.S. AI chip imports. The Trump plan also aims to block the government from doing business with tech companies unless they ensure that their systems are objective and free from top-down ideological bias. Mr. Trump's AI czar, David Sachs, has been criticizing woke AI for more than a year. Demand for power in the U.S. is hitting record highs this year after nearly 2 decades of stagnation as the number of AI and cloud computing data centers expands across the country. The tech industry has been pushing to loosen rules to get its computing facilities connected to power sources. But the AI building boom has also led to more demand for fossil fuel production, which contributes to global warming. Tech giant OpenAI signs deal with UK government to boost justice and defense efficiency. OpenAI has signed a deal with the government to use artificial intelligence (AI) in an effort to increase department efficiency. The new partnership will involve the ChatGPT creator exploring how AI can be used in areas such as education, justice, defense, and security to make them more efficient and effective. They will also explore investing in British AI infrastructure, such as data centers. Ministers want OpenAI to identify how advanced AI models could help improve services used by the public. Technology Secretary Peter Kyle said, "AI will be fundamental in driving the change we need to see across the country, whether that's in fixing the NHS, breaking down barriers to opportunity, or driving economic growth. This can't be achieved without companies like OpenAI, who are driving this revolution forward internationally." This partnership will see more of their work taking place in the UK. In an attempt to become a global AI hub, the government previously set out plans to invest £1 billion in infrastructure for AI development, with the plan to increase capacity 20-fold over the next 5 years. However, the creative industries have criticized their commitment to AI, which they say could be at the detriment of their jobs. Concerns around the amount of water needed to cool data centers and the amount of energy AI uses have also been raised as the government tries to tackle water shortages, pollution, and high energy bills. OpenAI, headed up by the American Sam Altman, also has plans to increase the size of its London office, which was the company's first international location 2 years ago. The government hopes the partnership will mean world-changing AI tech is developed in the UK. OpenAI will look to invest in and support AI growth zones across the UK, which will receive funding, the government said. The civil service already uses ChatGPT in its AI assistant, Humphrey, to speed up admin tasks. Mr. Altman said, "AI is a core technology for nation building that will transform economies and deliver growth. Britain has a strong legacy of scientific leadership, and its government was one of the first to recognize the potential of AI through its AI Opportunities Action Plan. Now, it's time to deliver on the plan's goals by turning ambition to action and delivering prosperity for all. Alligator Alcatraz Detention Center compared to dog cage with no distinction between night and day. The already infamous Alligator Alcatraz Immigration Detention Center in Florida has been compared to a dog cage amid concerns over conditions there. Once destined to be the world's largest airport, the facility has instead become a symbol of the White House's determination to deport migrants from America, which it says do not have a right to be in the country. One detainee described feeling in a state of torture, while a family member of another said not even sunlight gets in. Supporters of President Donald Trump's harsh stance on immigration have praised the new detention center, in particular how natural obstacles in the surrounding Everglades such as alligators make escape difficult. But for critics, it's a dehumanizing place that will cost hundreds of millions of dollars to run each year. It's like a dog cage, says detainee Rafael Collado, speaking to reporters on Tuesday over the phone from inside the facility. In the comments, he said that a combination of floodwater from recent storms, limited access to showers and poor sanitation have caused him to get fungus on his feet. He said detainees are stripped naked every time they are moved to a different cell, and there was not a set schedule for him to take his blood pressure medication. At this point, he said he was being told by a guard to hang up and ended the call. Meanwhile, Mexico is seeking the repatriation of 14 nationals that are being held at the center. Mexican father Martin Gonzalez told local radio station W that his sons, Carlos and Alejandro, were now held in the detention center. It's really bad. The facility is completely closed, not even sunlight gets in, Mr. Gonzalez said. The lights are on 24/7, so they don't even know if it's day or night. Another detainee, Juan Palma, spoke to NBC Miami from inside Alligator Alcatraz on Monday. "I feel like my life is in danger," Mr. Palma, who is Cuban, said. He described feeling in a state of torture, being swarmed by mosquitoes during his sleep and unable to tell night from day because the facility's fluorescent lights are always on. U.S. Department of Homeland Security spokesperson, Tricia McLaughlin, denied all allegations of inhumane conditions at Alligator Alcatraz and at immigration detention centers across the nation. She told, "All detainees are provided with proper meals, medical treatment, and have opportunities to communicate with their family members and lawyers. Ensuring the safety, security, and well-being of individuals in our custody is a top priority." Satellite tracker SpaceFlux reaches liftoff with £5 million funding boost. A British space surveillance company which has won a string of government contracts will this week announce a £5.4 million fundraising to expand its global network of advanced telescopes. SpaceFlux, which was founded 3 years ago, has secured the injection of capital in a round led by the UK Innovation and Science Seed Fund, UKI2S, which is managed by Future Planet Capital, as well as Foresight Group and Blackfinch Ventures. Seraphim Space, the listed specialist investor in space-related companies, is also contributing funding. SpaceFlux uses artificial intelligence and optical sensors to track satellites and debris across all orbits, with its daylight tracking capability meaning it can expand the observation window beyond nighttime operations. Its provision of space situational awareness technologies is in growing demand amid warnings that a week-long disruption to satellite navigation could incur a £7.6 billion hit to the UK economy. Marco Racchetto, CEO and co-founder of SpaceFlux, said, "As space becomes increasingly essential to our economy, environment and daily lives, it is also becoming more congested and contested. This investment strengthens our ability to protect satellite technology that delivers crucial insights to Earth around the clock, reducing collision risks, and supporting a safer, more sustainable space environment for future generations." The valuation at which the funding was being committed was unclear on Thursday. SpaceFlux, which serves government and commercial customers, has been the exclusive provider of geostationary satellite tracking for the Ministry of Defence and UK Space Agency since 2023. Alex Lee, an investment director at UKI2S, said, "This investment marks a significant step in the convergence of defense and space, where dual-use technologies are becoming increasingly important to UK capability." SpaceFlux's technology offers critical insights to help monitor and safeguard orbital assets, supporting both national security and the wider commercial ecosystem. The company is well positioned to scale its impact and meet the needs of customers navigating an increasingly complex space environment.